Athlete.
Mathlete.
Athlete's feet.
I am closer to a mathlete than an athlete.
Cheers, bud.
Yeah.
Sponsored by Athletic Brewing. Actually, yeah, this is your first. Have you had Athletic beer before?
I have not.
This is the non-alcoholic beer of choice. But honestly, I gotta say,
that's pretty good.
Only 25 calories. Use promo code Nic Cage for 20% off. Actually, Athletic is like definitely the go-to for like if you want beer that sort of tastes like regular beer. They're good. And actually, now the game is so huge. The NA game.
Beer, it blew up.
I know.
It blew up just like seltzers did years ago. Like there was nothing 2.5 years ago. Like probably in the summer of 21, there was no one in the NA beer game other than our old
O'Doul's,
other than your dad's alcoholic recovery drinks like O'Doul's and then maybe a Labatt
Sharps,
NA.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, fam? Here we are live in Auburn. Nobody ever got it right who wasn't from here growing up. Are you guys from Auburn?
Yeah.
Even though Auburn's such a, there's Auburns in every state, everywhere. Welcome to Auburn.
Have you ever been to, Auburn, February in Auburn is beautiful.
Cheers. I'm still on my non-alcoholic kick. I hope that passes tonight for a super producer's birthday party.
Yeah.
The big 4-0.
He upped.
What? He's 41 now?
No. He trumped himself for credits.
Did he? Is he super producing even harder?
Yeah. He's super producing even harder. I'm trying to find
even after the episode. Did he listen to the one?
Yeah.
Where we called him pedophile?
I don't understand why he's trying to outdo himself. But there was a transaction. Oh my gosh, I hate Venmo so hard. Yeah. 555.
We're rich.
I don't know what we're like. Super hyper ultra mega producer.
Okay.
So this episode is brought to you actually by Steve Colella first, and then Athletic Brewery.
Well, now I'm like, I just thought we're going to a birthday party, and I've not gotten him a gift. Have you?
Yes.
Damn it.
Yes.
Well, my gift is always the gift of no gifts.
Sure.
See, I don't get him gifts for his birthday, and he doesn't get me gifts for my
That's
birthday.
True.
You've never done that.
You get to set the precedence.
I know.
So that's pretty good. And what better to set than, you know what? I care about your stress, and I don't want you to ever stress about giving me a birthday gift. Yeah. So I'm giving you the gift of not giving.
But now he's paid me money.
No. He's paid the show money.
The show, yeah.
He is a patron of the show.
Right. Yeah.
You know, that's like if you owned a restaurant and he goes in and buys food at your restaurant, that's not giving you money. That's paying.
He's supporting.
He's paying for services.
He sees we have a lot of needs.
He's seeing that we not only have needs, but he's getting ahead of the curve. This is eventually going to be a podcast you do have to pay for. Let's be honest, folks. It's right around the corner. You can get your free Joe Rogan bootleg nonsense, but this is premium experience, and eventually there will be paywalls. Probably even mid-episode. It'll be like a phone call from a payphone.
Ooh.
Like,
do you accept this podcast from Stranger Fam?
Yep. and it's like, if you'd like to listen to segment 2, please deposit another 99 cents to their Venmo.
Yeah.
So
happy birthday, Steve. This one's for you. And it doesn't cost anything. Except to you.
$5.55.
I've confused my priorities. Isn't it supposed to come to me? Yes, this is how it's meant to be. Every little thing flashing on a screen. Age of convenience. My daddy worked hard for this.
Microphone. On my side, it does taper down. But when I go through this again, I can see where you on your side it's a hard cutoff. Nothing ever works.
It's aggressive.
Yeah.
This is a very different view of the same podcast. Matt's producer role mid podcast is a lot more involved. I get these options down here. I don't even think I get a script option. I feel like that's a new button, but I'm really excited, folks, to know that we can have a script.
We do still need to do an AI script.
I do want the AI episode, which I don't understand. We're always in need. Like, it's always a good idea. It's not like, hey, listen, when we have an episode where we're not sure what to talk about, we'll use the AI script. We haven't had things to talk about, but we keep hammering through. So it's nice because we kind of just have that in our back pocket, and we won't let you know when it's coming or when it's going to happen. But just one day you'll hear us talking. I wonder if we could feed episodes. Like, that's a thing, right? They say, like, couldn't we feed AI all of our episodes?
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
And then have it regurgitate a new episode for us?
The script somehow, because it'll come out. There is a script, and it'll say, like, Matt and Jeff. It probably knows our names, and then it'll just come up with a bunch of conversations. It'll start, hey, this stuff's not working. Hey, we're doing this for no money. Here's something about poop. Here's something I hate about traffic. I am anxious.
I am anxious.
Yeah.
Concerns.
Yeah, and here's all the sound bites. Pick one. What do you want to?
Wow.
Here.
Gee whiz.
Here's all the I think you should leaves. See?
What the hell?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's very overwhelming.
It's so much.
But this is what your money's paying for, Steve.
Wow.
Spared no expense.
We have a T-Rex.
real treat.
We have a T-Rex.
Wait, is today his actual birthday?
No, tomorrow is Cinco de Mayo. People celebrate his birthday all over, Mexico. America.
Yeah.
No, because I don't think Mexico cares about Cinco de Mayo like we do.
Yeah.
Take that, Mexico. We literally shun you. Like, for the most part, we embrace Canada. We shun the hell out of Mexico, even though they're our two next door neighbors. So, like, we play favorites.
Yeah, definitely.
And then we even go, Mexico, what's that you got there? What's that, Cinco de Mayo? I want that. And we're going to turn it into a drinking holiday. Well, actually, it's to celebrate shut up. It's a drinking holiday.
We co-opt everybody's heritage for drinking holidays. It's part of
that's
what makes us great.
Yeah. That is true. That's what, wow. I never thought about that. Yeah. Like, oh, what do you got there? St. Patrick's Day? Let's get hammered.
Mm-hmm.
What do you got there? Cinco de Mayo? Let's get hammered.
Mm-hmm.
What do you got there? I don't know. Boxing Day?
Sure.
Let's get hammered on Boxing Day. Oktoberfest, although that is seemingly that's what Oktoberfest actually is.
Mm-hmm.
Is them getting drunk too. But yeah, we turn international holidays. We take out all the cultural sensitivity, all the cultural relevance, highs and lows, and we go, but what we can do is go to the bar. But this day we go to the bar, we're going to listen to stereotypical music, and we're going to wear culturally offensive gear.
Yeah. Big hats tomorrow. For work, they're like, Sunday, employees will get to enjoy chips and queso and guacamole and pico. I'll just say, we'll get to enjoy of the Mexican heritage, chips and queso. No, actually, I don't even think it was queso. Chips and pico.
No chip.
You
no
may
queso?
enjoy. You may enjoy.
That's queso's tier 2.
Well, today's a big holiday too. In the I gotta turn this light up. This is driving me crazy.
Okay.
Look at this production.
Wow.
Looks like we're filming during the day in the morning. That's as much as it goes. All right.
All right. Well, now we're ready.
It was worth it.
Now we're ready. The hanging lights in the back, like, are trying to focus. I think the camera's having a fit with them.
It's kind of cool though. It feels very.
I'm seeing if I can mess with like the the zoom in aspect. It's all wild. It doesn't know what to do. It gave up. It was on to me. So wait, what's today?
It's May the 4th be with you.
Defend Scott Punk. Got my Cantina band.
Is that the closest you have to Star Wars?
It is for garb.
I was wondering.
I have some sweatshirts. I have holiday sweatshirts that are Star Wars, but I didn't want to do that because they're Christmas oriented. And then I do have a tank top, which certainly is not appropriate for the weather.
Yeah, you can only bring laser guns out for Star Wars Day.
Nice, I like that. Pew pew.
Ready? And then this is the work I got to do. See, that's how long it takes.
So delayed. It really is well past when it's appropriate. Like you also have to know when your joke's coming up, and then search it or something. Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah, because I didn't know. This is a good catch-up question. Welcome to Strangely Familiar. It's the show about catching up with a friend and stuff. 67 in, 2 away from 69.
Yes!
Nice. But I didn't know. Are you a Star Wars guy? I don't think you are. But where's your Star Wars
as kids?
fandom?
Correct. Growing up, I wasn't.
I wasn't hardcore.
I wasn't against it, but I wasn't in tune. I didn't get into the Star Wars world until I was in probably college. And then really didn't start hammering it home until, like, I guess I should put it this way. I didn't see the episodes 4, 5, and 6 probably scattered throughout my childhood on like VHS. We definitely had Empire on VHS, but I didn't watch it a lot. And then I remember watching episodes 1, 2, and 3 in the theater. In fact, our friends, I went to see episode 1, Phantom Menace, with Mike and Dave Cook when that came out.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Dude.
So I went with the Cook brothers, and shout out to the Cook brothers if you're out there in the universe. And then, yeah, I never really like harped onto it until like I was probably in my late 20s when I'm like, you know what? I got to sit down. I got to watch these. Actually, might have even been like around 30. And I watched the 3 originals all in one sitting. And I'm like, you know what? These are great. I'm like, these are really great movies. And so like, that's when I really kind of like jumped in. I'm like, you know what? I do like Star Wars. I'm never going to be the mega Star Wars person because I think I missed the boat. And I don't think I could get into anything that big as an adult, knowing how long it's been around. And I'd feel like an imposter trying to nudge into that crowd of like, yo, are you a big Star Wars fan? Dude, I'm huge. Oh yeah. When I was a kid, I have no stories to share when I was a child because I only got into it when I was 30. So I don't want to even act like I am, but I enjoy Star Wars a lot.
Okay. So that was big. Well, you probably remember when I was a kid. Well, I remember like watching the movies when I was a kid and liking them. But when they got like the 25th anniversary, which is happening now with episode 1, they're re-releasing this weekend in theaters. Episode 1, 25 years. And that's when I went to go see the first movie when it was 25 years. Yeah. And I was like, holy shit, this is awesome. And then I got really into episode 1. I started collecting some stuff. Like I had those, because I worked at Taco Bell and they had the big campaign, like between Taco Bell, KFC, and Pizza Hut, I think, where you could go get the collectible like mugs and little toys. So I would get some of those for episode 1. And then I had a collection of like all the Pepsi cans.
Was it 25 year or was it 20 year?
It must have been 20. Yeah.
20 would have been like 97.
It's been longer since episode 1 came out than it was when I went to, holy shit.
Yeah.
Houdini.
I do remember everything under the sun having like that re-release when we were in high school or like late middle school or high school. That re-release was massive across the country of everyone branding the hell out of everything.
It was the number 1 movie everywhere, obviously.
That's crazy that you could re-release a movie and have it be the number 1 movie.
And I want to go like to see episode 1 again in the theater. Like
that. I mean, listen, the movies we're making now are there's so many shitty movies, and it's hard to justify those being in the theater. I think you're better off not even trying to remake movies, just literally re-release stuff so that we can see that. Let us just only ride on reminiscing and like memories and just re-release cool stuff in the theater that we liked.
I always thought, well, to go along with the pinball arcade, the other business, and it's not a new business because they exist, but there should be more, like the Take-Two movie theater.
Oh, yeah.
Where you go and you just pay $2 to go watch a movie that's been out for 20, 30 years. Like, how often would you do that? Like, every 1 week, it's like Matrix Week or Lord of the Rings Week, Star Wars Week, Harry Potter, whatever. You can go to the big brands, or you can go, then you can definitely do like weird shit during the week, like some comedy stretches. You can throw out the original Ghostbusters. I'm just spitting these off. I'm coming up with these movies off the top of my head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you believe it? I'm thinking of movies on the fly.
Yeah. But yeah, that'd be a great idea. And and I got into, I have like little micro machines for Star Wars. I liked episode 1 so much because it was like perfect time. Like computers were coming out, but there wasn't YouTube yet. I bought what was called the episode 1 encyclopedia, and it was a CD-ROM program. So I could put the CD into the CD, and then I could look at all the different tanks and the bots and the droids. And I got it because it would show like 13-second clips of the movie before it came out. Because it used to be like, it took a year before a movie would come out on VHS or DVD.
Yeah.
So you couldn't now it's like obviously like a month later you can buy it on streaming. So I would watch parts of like the Darth Maul lightsaber battle, like a 13-second clip of it over and over
because
again.
I enjoyed the clip.
yeah. That's all I had access to. And I went pretty hard. I mean, I've enjoyed it. One of my greatest memories, I graduated college in 2005. Not a brag. Don't worry about it.
Wow,
and
dick. Cut right to the throat.
And I came home that week. Episode 3 came out. So that was like supposedly the last of the 6, the trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to go see it at midnight, and nobody was around to see it. So my mom went with me.
Wow.
That's like the nerdiest, but one of the coolest things ever. I don't even know if she stayed awake for the whole thing. She definitely didn't. I don't think watched the other, like hadn't, whatever. But there was people dressed like full on Mountain Dew cases as droids and waiting in line, and we went in and watched it. And over the years, I mean, I still enjoy it. I've sort of waned off, even though it's, I don't know, like the thing, I love the Star Wars world. The thing that turns me off from it is the people that talk about it. Like I want Star Wars for me. And when I hear other people talk about it, I don't know. I've never seen, it's one of the fandoms. I would put it on the Mount Rushmore of fandoms of people that hate it as much as they love it. And you can put that up with like, I don't know, wrestling. Like it's hard to be positive about it.
I
like,
literally had that in my head.
Yeah.
As I'm like, you know what the worst part about wrestling is wrestling fans.
Yeah.
I love watching wrestling again, and I can't stand wrestling fans. Like going to all of those events during WrestleMania weekend, I'm like, I fucking hate these people that I'm near. Like because it's great because it's wrestling is fun for multiple reasons. One is what you're watching, the actual people, even though it's predetermined, you like watching moves you haven't seen, stuff like that, just scenarios of the matches. 2 is the promos and the storylines that they do. But 3 is also is predicting what you think's going to happen, or also, hey, it'd be awesome if they end up doing this. So like it's all of those aspects. But you talk about it with someone who you aren't familiar with, and you're like, this is fucking miserable. Like you never talk to a stranger about wrestling and think it's going to come out as a good idea to do so. Like I can talk to some friends about it, but in general, yes, I like to kind of enjoy it, sip my drink and enjoy it, usually in silence. So I get that.
That's the thing, is like, you can't just enjoy something now. You have to have an opinion on it. And it feels like Star Wars kind of ruined it because, Mandalorian was really good. And it doesn't feel like, it's not even about quality. And maybe it is in some way, but it's like, I just turn my brain off and it's still impressive. Even if things don't happen the way, like a lot of the things, like it's bad because it didn't go the way I fantasy booked it in my head. I had this whole story I built in my head and it didn't go that way. I know.
Well, yeah, people, it is. It's people take their hobbies, especially nerd hobbies. Oftentimes it's people take those hobbies and they have an expectation, and it's blind rage and like anger that the people who put it together didn't do it how you liked it or wanted it. But right, it's like, or you could just enjoy what you do see and then stop there. Like we want to critique everything that didn't turn out the way we wanted. And that makes it bad. And it's like, it's not bad. Like, yeah, like I watch The Mandalorian and I generally enjoy it. I don't really get upset about anything. I want to go back and watch Rogue One because it's been a long time since I've seen that. So the side ones, I really liked Solo.
Mhm.
I thought Solo was done in a very different
I know.
feel, but I loved it. I'm like, this is if Han Solo made a movie about Han Solo, that's what that movie would look like. It has the attitude more adapted to Han Solo. So I really like that. And a lot of people shit on that movie. And I thought it was very good. So
I know people. It's like one of the most hated things, and it's like, yeah, the guy isn't Harrison Ford. Like people wanted the movie to have young Harrison Ford in it.
exactly.
It's
I'm like, do you know
can't
how
do
time
that.
works?
I can't do that. And that was like the big complaint. It's like I hate being like. It's weird being like mildly okay with things and just being like, it's fine. I don't know. Like,
no
I'm
one,
not, yeah, I don't know.
no one today wants to be mildly okay with
Like,
stuff.
I
It's
thought
like,
it was
how'd it
okay.
go?
Yeah.
I'm glad it happened. It wasn't great, but I'm glad it happened. What? No one knows. They're like, so you hated it? Oh, no.
Yeah.
So you loved it? Also, no.
Yeah, it's okay. I like it. It's good use. I mean, Star Wars. What's your favorite? Like, out of all the Star Wars world things,
Mm-hmm.
what do you think is your favorite thing?
What do you mean? Not movie.
I don't know.
Just
or movie,
favorite
or
aspect,
or something.
concept out of it.
Concept. Any IP, a production.
Um,
Because I was thinking. Well, one thing that stands the test of time is the music. I definitely had a good span of like the music. But in terms of a production, I love I think out of all
is it all John Williams?
I think it is, yeah.
Like he's still the.
If there is somebody else, maybe in the last trilogy. I mean, I don't think he does all the offshoot movies and everything that, but I think he does the Skywalker saga stuff, yeah. But in terms of IP, like things, popular things becoming a thing, there's very few things that top Star Wars video games.
Ooh.
Like it's hard to think of another product or entertainment piece that does video games. Even since like Super Nintendo, like the Super Empire Strikes Back was an awesome game. They were difficult, these side scrollers, but you could use a lightsaber. Anytime you could use a lightsaber in a game, it was huge.
And they were they didn't stick to a style of game.
Mm-mm.
I mean, you have it was huge on N64 that I loved.
Rogue Squadron.
Wasn't there also a Pod Racer?
Yes, Pod Racer.
Pod Racer was a racing game based on episode 1, and I'm like, this is actually a really fun game. You chose your different pods from the junkyard and stuff, and could upgrade them. But yeah, I forgot Rogue Squadron was a very much like a Star Fox type game.
Yeah, they're good at that. And Dark Forces, right? Or Empire? No, Shadows of the Empire. Wasn't that like one of the first?
Well, what was Knights of the Old Republic was like an RPG, right? Knights of the Old Republic was there. Then, of course, you have all your Battlefronts that they came up with, which was totally
Shadows
different.
of the Empire. There it is.
Oh, you want one? I think I did own that one.
I think you did. Damn.
Yeah, it's where you had to throw the tow cable and wrap it around the AT-AT's feet and make it fall over.
Yeah, and then Rogue Squadron on 64, baby. Damn.
Yeah.
But even as they get
the really
Knights of the Old Republic classic.
Knights of the Republic was tough. That was because that was the RPG one, right? Yep. And on computer, I think is where it first came out and shined. That was a bit much, but I did like it. The ones that I liked were like the low end PS3 when they came out with the ones that were like
the
adventure games. Yes, Force Unleashed.
Those are awesome
because it was like you got force powers to work them. You're like, finally, it's a Star Wars game where I can do Star Warsy things, right? Because you're like, oh my god, I can force push, I can choke, I can like grab.
Yeah.
I have different moves with my lightsaber, and they're generally what was nice is that they had difficulty modes. So someone who didn't want the most epic challenge but just wanted a fun game, I could put it on a level that I was comfortable playing with. Like I always liked that they were never. Other than Knights of the Republic, I think I remember was just long and drawn out because there was a lot of like dialogue and decisions. But some of those adventure games, the Force Unleashed games were that perfect balance of just let me pick up my controller for 30 minutes, dick around and use the Force.
What was cool is they tied it into like canon Star Wars a little bit with Vader and stuff. But like you could do extra shit if you wanted to make it harder. But I had it when it was on, which was really cool. I had it when I was on the Wii. So that was like the perfect application of the week because it was like your lightsaber and your force was like the nunchucks. So you could like, oh, what? That was fucking nerdy as fuck. And you felt it. It was like, I mean, it's right up there with Guitar Hero in terms of like, you know, what do they call it? Yeah, yeah. In terms of like feeling immersed, the immersion. And then lately, you know, like the Jedi, Fallen Order, like those games, the story combined with the animation and all that. I mean, it all time. So good job, Star Wars. Keeping it up.
Keep it up.
Yeah. I'll have to keep. I mean, I honestly haven't kept up with all. There's just too much. It's probably like the Marvel universe. Now it's hard to like keep up with the universe and all the shows, and I'm way behind. But I have a whole lifetime.
I did get to like when Caitlin and I went to Epcot. We were able to go over to Hollywood Studios. We found out in the evening that they were actually connected and that we could go to that park as well. And we got there as like about last 45 minutes, 50 minutes, and got to the Star Wars area. And I'm like, oh, I really wish we were here a little bit longer. It was very cool to be immersed in all that and could do the Kessel Run at
under 12 parsecs.
I think they call it like the Smuggler's Run or something. Yeah. But in Disney, there's the main line, but then there's also because the ride is like made for like 6 people. If you are a solo rider, there's a separate lane because they're like, hey, losers, come in this lane. Good news. You might feel bad about not having any friends to do this ride with, but you fill in blanks in other people's rides. So since there's 6-person rides, so you literally, I got zoomed down this line, got into this one group who had 5 people. I'm like, what's up, y'all? I'll be your 6th person. Really? And yeah, like, so you literally have like 2 pilots, you had 2 gunners and 2 people that were like engineers. And it's like a video game that you're trying to, you score points, but the engineers, you have to like make sure you're doing repairs as things happen. Yeah.
So it has rewrite ability.
Yes, it has rewrite ability because there's 3 different tasks that you can do. Yeah.
Dude, that's dope.
It is. It's, you totally geek out. And I was always a curmudgeon of being like, why would I go to Disney? I'm an adult. Like, I'm not a child. And when I went to Disney, I'm like, oh, I get it. There is a lot of fun stuff for adults too.
I know. I haven't been there since I was 14. I think we went because my sister had like a field hockey tournament. And it even then, because it was late 90s. So it wasn't, I think it was still kiddie-ish then in a way, or like very Disney heavy, like Small World and all the Disney IP. But now I want to go for the Star Wars stuff. Like it seems like, I mean, because you can ball out there and spend a bunch of money, right? At the Star Wars shit.
You can spend all of the money. You could financially cripple yourself at Disney for a very, very easy, with almost no effort. You could financially cripple yourself. But yeah, because you can get like the personalized lightsabers and stuff there, like the $300-400 lightsabers if you want, and really go ham on them. But yeah, it was very, very, very cool area. I wish I could have spent a little bit more time at that spot.
Speaking of movies, should we in person? We should watch the last Nic Cage trailer.
Yes.
Prisoner of the Ghostland. So we're gonna have to, just because we have the speakers, I'm gonna mute our microphone.
Okay.
So you won't be able to hear us hooting and hollering in our joy until afterwards.
Absolutely. The oohs and ahs are going to be muffled.
All right. So this is the last of 5. So we've already done, where are they here? Jiu-Jitsu, Score to Settle, Dying of the Light, and Rage. And now this is our last trailer here. Prisoners of the Ghostland. I guess I should share it.
Probably.
Share the screen.
Hey, good. Share's working.
Share and mute us.
My granddaughter has been lost to us. I would have her return to me post haste. And you, sir, I am told, are the man to do the job. Each arm is equipped with an explosive device. Your trousers are also equipped with explosives.
Really?
Just beyond the point where we now stand lies a highway where evil reigns.
What is this?
At the end of 5 days, if you have not returned with Bernice, well, I think you get the idea, son. Godspeed.
This is the Ghost Land, a land of no escape. We are not the ones who hold her captive. It's been 2 days, and still she is missing.
How do I get out of here?
You must surrender to fate. Make it rain, baby!
I am radioactive.
No one escapes the Ghost Land. No one!
I'm not a prisoner!
Well,
All right. How have I never heard of that movie? Number one, I thought for some reason when I read the trailer, I thought or the preview, the grandfather was also gonna be like didn't it say he was like let me see. Samurai Town. So I thought he was gonna be maybe of Asian descent. I didn't know it was gonna be like Colonel Sanders is the guy.
I declare Foghorn Leghorn
Yeah.
type guy.
It's everything it said it was going to be. That's for sure. It looks very action. It looks. See, I can't tell because it almost looks like it's good. But is that where
So,
they get you? I don't know.
I love that it's just like you're like, oh wow, this is really weird. What a weird concept. And then it's like, you have explosives tied to your neck and your arms and your testicles. Whee! Like, all right, like, but it just keeps one-upping itself. The entire trailer is like, and the best is all of the quotes aren't exactly supportive. They're more objectively saying, like, if you're ready for fucking insanity, hold on.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, is that good or bad? Yeah, boy, if chaos is what you're
Yeah.
looking for, but that's still not bad or good.
It's outrageous, and I couldn't tell. I'm pretty sure there was a quote that said like "craziest movie I've ever seen." Nicolas Cage,
Right.
like it
Which-
was- or something like that.
I mean, who better to believe?
Wow,
All right.
that's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, the reality is one way or another, that trailer made me feel like I need to see that movie.
I have to. Yeah, I think.
That-
Should we
I
just-
don't know. I'm worried. I'm worried because that captivated me. That trailer,
Is it too good? you
I
mean?
don't know that it's
Or-
good, but it had all of the elements of, I think I need to see this movie.
Let's see what the what the general consensus was. Oh shoot. I mean, we're looking at a 4.2 out of 10 IMDb, 50 Rotten Tomatoes. So that's kind of the sweet spot
Yeah.
for this. Oh man. I think, do we just toss that in there even if we do another? I mean, we got to see it. Cuz I don't know anybody in my life who's seen this or has ever
I've
talked
never
about
heard
it.
of it.
Like how
Never.
do we not know about this? Is it because it came out in COVID time? But that seemed like it would have been prime pickings for like everything that was going on Max.
That's when those
Yeah.
things should have been embraced.
Yeah. Dude, it's
That's
going to be
really-
entertaining. It looks like super high production.
It does look like even though the credits weren't as high production as Jujitsu,
Yeah.
I feel like the movie's production was.
It's a 555 minimum.
So it did
Yeah.
say something about again the font and timing of every time words came up on the screen were so rigid that I couldn't process what I was reading at any given point. So it said something about having to do with Mandy and the color
Makers of Mandy and Color in the Shape.
Color-
Or I don't know if it's director or
right. But either way, those are both Nic Cage movies. So
know.
someone in those two movies was like, this is another Cage flick. Let's go.
Yeah. But the thing is, like, Mandy was pretty good. It was weird, and I could tell there definitely be people who wouldn't like it.
Mandy was the pig one, right?
Mandy's the kind of like the 70s style horror trippy movie. The pig one is just called Pig.
Oh, okay.
We gotta watch it. Then do we do? Oh, shit. Maybe we do 2. Is jujitsu the other one? Do we just knock out the post-COVID Asian sort of cultural what do you call it? Appropriation movies?
So now remember, we can always run a poll even outside of
Yes.
the Strangely Familiar. We could post social media polls and get opinions through that. And because that way you could link the trailers and be like, here's 2 Nic Cage movies. Watch these trailers and then tell me which one that we should review.
Because we have one more, we have one more episode before the review, so we have time.
So we do have that one. So I think that's the clear 2. I think it's clear which
Prisoners and Jiu-Jitsu.
Yeah. I think so.
Because the other ones like Score to Settle, they're like, we have 2 different genres now. So we've got the Nic Cage sort of revengey, putting a crew together style, and then Prisoners and Jiu-Jitsu sword fighting, and he's just totally cosplaying as an Asian warrior.
Well, Prisoners of the Ghostland, I have no understanding. There's a lot of Asian people involved, except for the main protagonist and main antagonist. Those are awkwardly placed white people.
Yeah, it is.
I don't know if Colonel Sanders runs Shogun Japan in this movie. I don't know what the Ghostland is. People seem to have porcelain masks and stuff. I don't know. I didn't process anything plot-wise other than Nicolas Cage has explosives attached to him, and after 5 days, he's going to blow up.
Okay. So between the 2, or maybe if it's close enough, both of them, it would be an interesting compare and contrast. I don't know. There's going to be a lot of contrast.
Come up with categorical things. Now, who executed this better?
Oh yeah. Do we have to come up with categories of review?
I don't know.
Like most cagey moment, least cagey moment,
least Cagean.
Yeah.
It's not even cagey. It's Cagean.
Like best piece of acting, worst piece of acting. A lot of those are going to blur the lines, I think. Okay. That is insane. I can't believe I've never heard of that. And wild. Very exciting. Okay. Yeah, we'll check it out.
You're going to have to
Folks,
review
look
the
for
hell
the
out
poll.
of this. Review the hell out of this. If which one. This is Nic Cage on social media. Because if there's someone who's made for social media, Nicolas Cage is.
Does Nic Cage have a gram? Let's check it out.
Does Nic Cage have a Twitter? Well, let's see here.
I
mean, he shouldn't.
I bet he
have
doesn't, because
he should just have a NicolasCage.com.
There's a page called The Nicolas Cage, and it's just a picture of him, the same kind of smirky smile every one.
Just post like a post.
It'd be hilarious if that was him. And then there's Nic Cage movie, but that's just like from the Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, and I think that's just the movie. So I don't think that he does.
So there was
have a
Nicolas Cage, the Twitter at all Nic Cage, and the last tweet from it was March 31st, and it says, "This is not a joke, guys. I got grounded. My mom says I can't use X for the next month, so I can't run $ and Nic Cage anymore. Who wants it? I'll try to airdrop it before she takes my phone away for a month."
So he was doing $ and Nic Cage's Twitters.
Let's see. Wow.
Like how I said $, like I knew who that is.
Yeah, I don't understand any of this at all. But Nic Cage, obviously understandable that Nic Cage doesn't have Twitter, but there are plenty of Twitter and Instagrams that are dedicated to Nic Cage, which is important. So he has a very high influence on social media without being on social media. It's the dream.
I want to segue that into the cliffhanger we left last week of whose ashes would you want in your tattoo? So we talked about the story of James Hetfield getting Lemmy's ashes in a tattoo of the Ace of Spades on him.
Right.
It's pretty sick. I didn't really think about it, but Nic Cage would be pretty cool to have his ashes in a tattoo. Maybe just have a face, like get John Travolta's face
But
tattoo with Nic Cage's ashes. Yes.
Ooh.
Is that top tier?
Such an inside joke
That'd be
that everyone's on the inside of.
Yeah, everybody knows. Yeah.
Man, celebrity ashes.
Like,
That
because
is
you go
tough.
something that's really important to you. Because I could say, like, yeah, give me James Hetfield's because honestly, like, I think he's the only famous person I would ever meet that I would be like either speechless or maybe break down or something. Because I don't know, like, I've never had a problem meeting, like, I've met famous, or at least like shaking hands, like it shows like comedian stuff, especially like Joe Rogan's probably one of the most famous people in the world now. Seeing him, Norm Macdonald, that was awesome. High five from the front row. Saw him.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's pretty
excellent.
good.
Yeah. So, but it's like Hetfield I don't even know what I'd do because there's a lot of those backstage things that happen. And he's probably in my mind the person that I would want to meet, but I just wouldn't know I wouldn't even know. Like I don't know if I would be like hey, you blah 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 me and this means this to me or whatever. I think I just have to be like, I don't know what to say. I'm a fan.
Thanks.
And yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I mean, right. It's got to be. It's a celebrity, so I don't know. There's definitely if it was celebrity in film or anything like that, it would have to be someone who's in comedic movies for me. I don't know. Like, that's tough.
That'd be
but
cool.
I feel like music makes more sense.
Like in terms of like meaning and stuff like that.
Yeah, for like the medium. So it's wild because of like some of my favorite musicians, I have met them. A big one for me is Chris DeMakes from Less Than Jake. Because they're easily lyrically my favorite band because I always felt like they made songs that hit home the most with me, for positive, for like empathetic, like rougher stuff like that. I feel like they've always been able to write songs where I'm like, oh wow, this is a really good concept behind the song. But like I was on his podcast doing his game show, where we talked about this. Yes, no. Krista makes a podcast. The lead singer of Less Than Jake has a podcast.
No,
and I was a guest, and it was like a one-on-one trivia game show.
What?
And I played against him on the episode on the air. It's on his podcast. You can listen to me play against him. One of my favorite musicians of all time. I'm playing against him on a podcast.
What the hell?
Wait, what the fuck?
Yeah.
How did you? We're 67 in, and you never said that. Like, dude, I mean, I know, like
Jeff, you said you never had podcast experience.
No, this is really intimate details.
Yeah. So Chris,
What the fuck?
the producer of his show, Chris Fafalios, he was he's the bassist for the band The Punchline. And so I decided to join there.
Is this like a YouTube thing, or no? Is it just like audio version?
I think
Or
it's
you're not on
only
camera anyway.
audio. I was on camera with them.
You were?
We did it through Zoom. So I got to like talk to them before the episode started and stuff. We were like, I'm like, hey Chris, fan about this, and talking to them about him. And he's like, all right, yeah, great. And like we're talking, and then we do the episode. I beat him in trivia. Oh, I probably should have let that go.
It's boiling.
Tune in to see if I beat him in trivia. But so what is that it came out during the pandemic because that's when a lot of podcasts did. And I appreciate it because what he does is he's one of those people that has a whole theme and it is consistent. I don't know. But instead of just interviewing artists, what he does is he takes a single song from a band has whoever the songwriter is on. So it's not always necessarily the lead singer. Sometimes it's guitarists, things like that.
Yeah.
And they break down the song. Like he reads the lyrics and says, what do these lyrics mean to you? Where did this come from? Blah, blah. He breaks down chords and like goes into music theory with it, all of it. And that's the whole episode. Every episode's about an hour long. So anyway, I'm like, I really love this because they started out, crushed it. First episode was John Feldman from Goldfinger doing Here in Your Bedroom. So awesome interview. I got hooked. I was hanging on every week. They're still doing them. And you could support it on Patreon or Sound Club, Sound Media, whatever they use. And I'm like, you know what? This is worth it. They have episodes called The After Party, and they would have other episodes that they would do that you could get if you paid like your subscription. So one of the things that they said is, hey, if you want to be a contestant on the game show, Defeat Demakes that they would do like once a month. All you had to do is join the club. And if you're in the club, you just email for the opportunity. And I emailed to put my name in the hat. I got emailed back by the producer. He's like, hey, Jeff, you won. When do you want to record this?
Wow.
And I'm like, oh really? Okay. And so, yeah, just recorded it on Zoom one night. And then I was on an episode.
Is that on YouTube? Do you know? Or anything?
YouTube, I don't know. Pull it up. Let's see. It's
Defeat.
on Spotify.
Okay.
So
It's called Defeat.
It's all under Chris Demakes a Podcast. DEMAKES. Yep. So is he on there? Yeah. So type in Jeff Warden. On top of it.
This would be fucking crazy. If you...
So I wonder if it's in the description. Let's see. No.
We'll have to go. We'll have to do
Yeah.
We'll have to search it. What was your vibe?
Of him?
No, of yourself on there. Were you nervous?
Oh.
Were you like
I mean,
were you in there hardcore trivia and that was your
a little bit but being
Did
the
you
fact
study?
that no. It's all music trivia, but it wasn't just like ska
Yeah.
or punk or anything like that. It's music all over the place. So yeah, I mean it was weird. But I was pretty calm and the guys made it really easy and simple. So I don't know what episode it was. Interesting. Yeah, man. It was a very cool experience because of what his music means and everything like that for me. It was very cool, but maybe him.
Now you want him to die so you can have
See,
his
that's the
ashes.
problem.
Yeah.
Is that when it boils down to it, it's like, right, so kill him, burn him.
So yeah, is it meaningful? Do you go the meaningful route?
Defeat Demakes, episode 5. Challenger Jeff Warden puts his brain to the
Wow.
test.
Defeat the Mix, episode 5.
February 17th, 2022 was the date of the episode. So yeah. Defeat. Oh, I guess it is separate. Defeat Demakes. Defeat Demakes, episode 6.
It's funny.
4.
They don't even. Dude, did they get rid of it? Is there no 5 on YouTube? That's fun.
Oh, yeah, just do Defeat Demakes, episode 5. Wow, rude.
Dude, did they eliminate you?
There is no.
They do.
Yeah.
Anyone that he lost, he got rid of.
I guess. Yeah, that's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But it looks like 35-minute episode on Spotify, Apple Music, whatever you're listening to. So February 17th, 2022.
That's pretty excellent. I'd be good at. Yeah, I mean, the meaningful tattoos probably. Is it like I was like, what about Tom Hanks? It'd be cool to say you have Tom Hanks ashes. I don't know.
O.J. Simpson,
yeah.
a real candidate right
Somebody who's
now.
really dead, yeah.
Definitely something recent.
Yeah. I was like, I like a lot of this Tom Hanks's movies. He's seems like a swell guy.
Or you could tattoo someone horrible onto like your butt. That you're like always, shaming them. You're shaming their honor. Yeah. Or get down and dirty in there, kind of divide the cheeks and tattoo them in there so that the poo rubs over them.
Dude.
Yeah, I'd show them.
Like Bin Laden.
Bin Laden tattooed on your bum to show him.
Remember when he was the worst guy in the world?
Yeah, now it's most people I bump into or whoever I'm driving behind.
I know. We used to look outside the country for the worst people in the world, and now it's all internal. Here's one that I know is gonna grind your gears.
Oh boy, hot take.
I hate that people still use, like, do you know there's podcasts and shows that still use "grind my gears" as like a segment title? It's ridiculous.
Be creative.
It's the 4-way stop thing. Where, and it happens a lot at Franklin Street and Seward Street. It's the move where, especially if there's a lot of traffic, there's always somebody coming up to the stop sign, but the person kind of stops like 10 feet in front of the sign to say that they stopped first, then they try to go. Do you know that move? Are you familiar with this? Dude, it's driving me crazy. That's one stop all the time. And it's like, technically they stop first, but you're 10 to 15 feet behind where the stop sign is. And
you gotta go to the stop sign or stop line.
Yeah.
Right. You're screwing it all up. You can't stop earliest so that you can go first, because then you're just running the stop sign still.
I don't know. It makes me insane because whatever, it's not a big deal, but it happens all the time.
It's not a big deal, but I think about it all day, every day.
All the time.
That is a terrible, it's so dumb because, like, if you had guessed, what do you think one of the most, now, folks, for those of you that don't know, there's nothing squirrely about this intersection. It is a normal, it's 4-way intersection. There's no obscurities, there's no angles, there's no hills.
4-way.
But it is where the dumb drivers of Auburn congregate, and no one can handle it appropriately. If you said, what do you think one of the most frustrating 4-way stops is, that would have been one of my guesses.
Dude, it just gets to me. There was another one too. Well, I don't remember. I had another traffic thing, but I can't get bogged down in it. It's gonna make me insane.
Oh, we could have a 10 episode string of me bitching about traffic concepts and drivers.
Do you think so? I saw a video of a guy who he was on like a 4-lane highway. So it's rush hour, and there's people using the right, like the shoulder, the breakdown lane / emergency lane to just go around and pass to keep good because they want to go ahead. And this guy pulls over into that lane, but stays steady with a person next to him so that people can't get past him. So he's blocking the
driving on the shoulder.
Yes, he's driving in the shoulder to prevent people from
passing on the shoulder.
And you'll see that sometimes with like 18-wheelers and stuff that'll block one lane.
Where is this?
It was just, I saw it online, a video of it. But is that guy an asshole or a hero?
No, he's an asshole.
Ooh, I thought you were gonna take that side of it.
Yeah, you can't
see it. My thought is like, because it's weird. Because if you're the person that's getting passed by everybody, who's then going to cause more gridlock, it's a total.
Exactly. That's my thought, though. Yeah. Because you're preventing the passing. That's the guy who's going 67 in the left lane and going, well, I'm going faster than the speed limit, so why would anyone want to pass me? And no one needs to pass me. No, the passing lane is to pass. Move left, pass the person in front of you, move right. Because then if the guy who wants to go 85 is coming up next to me, fucking let him go 85. I don't give a shit. That's not going to cause me to get in an accident. What is going to frustrate me or cause me to get in an accident is you, Dingleberry, fucking poo-pooing in the left lane, acting like...
Well, it's not. No, it's the actual, like,
I know,
just shoulder.
But what is that actually preventing? You're still being horribly unsafe. And now you're being unsafe and clogging up stuff. You know what? It's the same bullshit. Here's what I'm telling you, folks. And a lot of people are going to fucking hate this. And I don't give a shit because now I'm amped up, fired up. If I'm in the right lane and I see a sign that says the right lane closes in a half a mile, I will see you in 1/2 of a mile minus 20 feet. That's when I'm going to merge left probably. For all you dumb shits that go, oh, better get left now because I'm going to make it easier for everyone. Congrats. You're now backed up in a lane that has come to a stop when everyone could still be driving in both lanes. And then guess what? I'll blow your fucking mind. Zipper merge. That's literally the answer. Yes. One. It's not rude. If I were to drive on the shoulder in a non-existent lane, then you can play Justice League and fucking not let me in because I'm breaking the law. If I'm choosing to go till the lane ends, I'm actually saving traffic. I know you think that I'm not, but look it up. There has been studies. That is the better way to do it. Stay in that lane until it ends and then zipper merge. What the problem is people feeling entitled to being like, since I came over earlier, you can't get in front of me. Stop. Don't fucking do that. If no one did that, then the zipper merge would work. But the zipper merge doesn't work, not because people are going to the end of the lane that's still open. It's not them that's the problem. It's you when you're not letting that person simply merge in front of you. Let one person merge in front of you. Not 3, not 0. 1. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Idiots.
See, I feel like it's the opposite, isn't it? Like, I feel like I've seen top-down transportation engineering where if people all went like 45 versus like 30% of the traffic going 65 and the others going the speed limit, if all the cars were going slower as a unit, everybody would get there faster versus like it's causing stops. All of our transportation engineers send us.
Well, that's a different argument than the lane closure thing. But
well, if people are flying by on the right side, which isn't even a driving lane anyway.
Yeah, that's wrong in and of itself. I'm not excusing that behavior.
They're blocking it back, yeah.
But blocking those people is unsafe. Because guess who's more likely to go fucking bananas because you're blocking them? The psycho that was already choosing to pass people on the shoulder.
You know what?
Don't piss off nut jobs. It's not worth it.
You know what? And that's probably why I like it then. This argument isn't even about traffic. It's that I want them to be mad. That's where I exist.
But in 2024, those people don't just go, harumph, well, I've been bested. They pull out guns or they fucking pit maneuver you. That's why I don't want to get involved in that.
Oh, God.
So
insane.
That's the problem is like, I'm more argumentative than I appear in public. The reason I don't get so confrontational with strangers is because nowadays I just assume everyone's probably going to either knife or shoot me if I get too aggressive. I would love to have an argument with someone, but I'm afraid that anyone I argue with is going to then go, well, fuck this, and then just stab me. So that's where we are in 2024 in the United States is I assume if I get in a disagreement with someone, they might just kill me.
I know.
And I hate that because I want to just disagree. I want to have a good old-fashioned, old-timey argument. And if it gets in fisticuffs at the Woolsworth, then so be it. But no one, just doesn't work. You can't yell at my fiance. You know what movie I'm quoting?
No, what's that one?
Oh, brother, where art thou? That's a gem.
Oh, yeah.
Hey,
I've seen it once.
You can't yell at my fiance.
Famous for Brill Cream. I just like good old-fashioned, because I don't want to know what happens afterwards, like later on, but I like those moments of like public justice or supposed public justice because it's fulfilling. It's like one of my favorite things to fall onto in a feed. That's why I like, same with like the cart narcs. And if he stops filming and then he's like, sorry, man, that's all right. What's that? Is the producer calling?
Producer. So we got to stop for it.
It went away.
We got to stop for it.
So I may need your expertise with a karaoke machine we have.
Oh, boy.
Wow.
Uh-oh.
What a 40th.
It's getting hot.
Now's the time when I have to say, well, I like a good scheduled party. 5 to 9.
Nothing says let's get weird than an end time.
Yeah. And
it's like a roller skating party, I like to think. Like a kid's birthday party. It'd have been better if it was like, all right, come on over. Let's rage from 1 to 4.
Gotta collect the plates at 7:30 so we can clean up. But I'm gonna have to Irish goodbye. That's the big thing is Bruins game 7 tonight, 8:00. I saw Steve at the store. There's
yeah, it is game 7.
We can put it on there, and I'm like, if only it were that easy.
Yeah,
if only it worked that way.
You can't.
I gotta have a jersey on. I gotta be in the right play. I gotta
certainly not a game 7.
That
doesn't work. If Bruins were up 3-0, that would be something to consider.
Yeah, Instead, they were up 3-1 and then blew the last 2 games, and now we're at a game 7. So,
But don't worry, it's against the Maple Leafs, and the Maple Leafs never advance. Never.
I feel like this is bad. This is bad, but I can't. Sorry, producer Steve. Maybe I will bring you a birthday gift.
I like that you said you're going to do the Irish goodbye. You're planning
I know.
to leave mysteriously without telling anyone you're leaving. So it's not even like I have to leave early, so I apologize. It's, listen, I'm going to have to duck out when no one sees me.
Yeah. Well, and then plus everybody else is going to be drinking, but I won't be. So my key will be to get everybody else. I'll just keep bringing shots over for people.
Okay.
And get them. I'll be like, no, I was there the whole time, man. What are you talking about? Do the thing, get in a couple pictures, get a karaoke song in. That'll be big.
Yeah.
I know the Kentucky Derby's like right at 7. So I feel like if I put some money on it, make a big deal about it, we'll have that moment.
You're using the gym method that he used with Robert California in the office.
Yes. Have a moment with somebody, get in a picture, something like that. Yeah, then get out
Get
of
the
it.
full experience, but plan it and do it fast.
Yeah.
That's absolutely counts. That counts.
And maybe bring him a gift.
Maybe.
Should I bring him a card?
But
with
I will
$2
let you
in
know.
it?
I will let you know there is a gift being brought by people who aren't even going. So you'll be outdone, or you can.
Can I jump in on that?
Absolutely, because nothing says happy birthday. Why does this card say happy birthday from Sharon, Kenny, and Matt?
Yeah, there you go. From Strangely Familiar and all of its fans. All right. We're at an hour. Look at us.
Yeah.
See, now this is usually the time when I'm trying to pull up the song. I put them muted all the way down.
Mm-hmm. It's
So
very technical.
One more ep until the big Nicolas Cage 69 sesh.
Wow.
See, and I do this, and it's muted.
Mm-hmm.
See, it still comes up. There it is. Just like I said. Okay. So, happy birthday, producer Steve. Happy Star Wars Day.
Wow.
To Jar Jar Binks.
Misa's so excited. Misa's so excited.
That's a good
more than me. Than the song in its entirety.
Kind of helps you.
'Cause my attention span doesn't work properly.
I don't know how to
What is it?
It's an age of convenience.
We did 7 songs.
I've confused my priorities. Isn't it supposed to come to me? Yes, this is how it's meant to be. Every little thing flashing on a screen.
Expecting like tables that definitely can get broken through, like a ladder match, a TLC match, like really old splintered wood, foldable hard plastic chairs.
The song stopped. The outro song stopped.
I know.
And we're still recording. This is a weird episode.
And a lot of wood grain.
Why is this still going?
I don't know. I guess we could stop.
Is this for the bonus subscribers?
This is for the Patreon.
Yeah.
This is what you get for $5.55.
Weird animal noises. Caw. Caw.